What we have here is a whiteboard. That's what I call a briefcase style whiteboard. Come on, play nice. There you go. So this folds down and it unfolds, and here spreads apart with these latches, and it turns into a little stand. This is good if you need this thing to be self-standing. Sadly, I'm kind of disappointed in this a little bit. There are so many improvements that they could have made to this, and it would have cost them nothing to make those improvements. I mean, absolutely nothing. Okay, first thing, it comes with some markers. It also comes with this briefcase style design. So how about space them apart a little bit, or make the whiteboards a little thinner so that you can have space inside to store the pens and everything inside. Right now you can't really store them inside. The little skinny ones you might be able to fit in there, maybe, but there's really not much space in there. Not enough for a marker. And yet this thing is this thick. It would have been child's play to make this thing a little bit thicker so that your eraser and pens could fit inside. That would have been nice. This hinge is just sloppy. It's missing a rivet. It uses rivets instead of using screws. I could actually fix this if it didn't use rivets. Why won't this focus? The hinge is upside down. Look at the way the hinge bulges out. The external portion of the hinge is pushing into the crack between the two items. All they had to do is flip this hinge over, so this flat side was against this surface here. You can see it's pushing these things apart because it's trying to jam that hinge in there. It's probably why they use rivets, because screws would have kept tearing out or pulling out. Well, if you just flip this hinge over and make sure it could rotate the other way, well, problem solved. This thing only has to rotate 30 degrees. The hinge would sit here flat, and you just have the hump from the hinge on the outside where it's not a problem. And then you'd be able to fit all 6 rivets in there. Otherwise, it's nice. It's got bumper corners. It's aluminum. It's large enough. It's a good size. There's just a couple of little things they could have done to improve this. And I would start with let me give you a view inside here. This is what I'm talking about. That should be on the other side. I mean, I would try to flip it myself, except for the fact they riveted it. And they also tore up these corner brackets by over tightening the screws. You can see it's starting to try to countersink itself in, and it's bending these wings up. But you only have like 3 millimeters of space. You have 6 millimeter plus the gap. You got maybe an 8 or 9 millimeter gap in here. Well, why is this so thick? Why is this freaking thick? Make it this thick and something stiffer, piece of aluminum with the whiteboard on the outside instead of whatever this is made of. It's probably cardboard or foam or something, although it is pretty darn stiff, so whatever it is, it's pretty thick. But whatever this is, replace it and use a thin piece of aluminum here with this material on the outside. And now on the inside, you'll have enough space to put your markers and your eraser so that the whole thing will store together. And putting this hinge the other way around will dramatically clean up that entire top there, which is all sloppy because they have the hinge upside down. I don't need whiteboard on the inside, although I could see having whiteboard on one side, because I could see maybe having the sign sit like this, and then you have your own space to write in here to take notes. That's actually not a bad idea. So have your aluminum plate instead of this thick stuff, and have this whiteboard material on both sides. But make this thin so that you can use this interior space to hold markers, erasers, etc. That would have been nice. Overall, it's a good device for the price. It's not bad, but there are ways to improve this that would have cost them nothing. That would have made this a far better product. I hope that they will take the constructive criticism and make it better, because it is nice. I like the fact that it's made of decent materials. Metal hinge, aluminum, nice stiff. It's not soft, it's not squishy. I can't push my fingernail into it, so it's nice and strong, whatever that is. It just needs a couple little tiny tweaks.